I remember the first time I did a live stream. Hi there, folks. Welcome to our live stream. My name is Jim, and that is Dr. Tiffany Marie's chair. So we do this live stream every single week, and we talk about the field grade system. And Dr. Tiff was getting ready to sip her tea, and she forgot her tea. How are you, Dr. Tiff?
I am good. And first of all, you told me go get my tea, knowing I'd have an empty chair when you came on.
Boom, set up. Hey, look, I got my bottle today.
Can
you guess the flavor?
Yeah, it's the raspberry pomegranate.
Yeah, but I carbonated it too.
Oh, did you? Yeah.
Yes, I got a little soda maker thing, and so it's carbonated water. This one is legit. When it's cold and carbonated, it just feels good. I like it a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Folks, welcome to our live stream. Again, my name is Jim, and this is the real Dr. Tiffany Marie, not just her chair. And I used to be a type 2 diabetic, and I love saying that I used to be a type 2 diabetic because, well, I used to be one. I have beat type 2 diabetes. I reversed it. I'm in remission from it. I don't take meds anymore because my endocrinologist told me I don't have to take meds anymore. Wow. However you like to word it, I just don't have it anymore. And I love doing live streams. In fact, I started doing live streams on TikTok and talking about the Unicity field grade system. And, I've had no fewer than 100 referrals reverse type 2 diabetes as well. So it's not like I'm special. It's not like I'm one of a kind. It's kind of becoming a normal thing. And along the way, I met the wonderful Dr. Tiffany Marie. And Dr. Tiff, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hello, everyone. I am a double board certified physician in family and lifestyle medicine, and I was just doing my usual thing, seeing patients, writing prescriptions, and realizing they weren't getting any better. I was taking care of people across 48 states, and it was just too much. Too many prescriptions, too many miserable people. I figured it had to be something else. And so I started studying lifestyle medicine. It's about going after the root causes of conditions, which means not just putting a Band-Aid over things. And that's when I learned about focusing on our lifestyle, what we eat, how we sleep, how we manage our stress, all those things. I started talking about them on social media, and I ended up getting connected with a friend that we share. And she was like, I know some products that can help you do what you're trying to help your patients do. And after vetting it, because who would want to believe anybody just showing me something on social media? Who? All the hundreds and thousands of people that believe us every day. But it took me vetting it. It took me looking at the research, took me looking at the science to actually decide, okay, this is worth looking at. Then I started using the product, was able to get off of my blood pressure medicine, able to see my waistline come down, able to help my brother get out the ICU, get off his insulin, his Trulicity, his metformin. And helping countless others take back control of their health, reversing their A1Cs, literally reversing it. I don't care what nobody says. I call it reverse. And I'm so happy to be able to talk about this in any platform or fashion.
And that's a big thing. That's a thing. Reverse, remission. And, I've kind of touched on that a little bit. I like the word reverse. And I like it. And Dr. Tiff, in a little bit here, you're going to go into the reason behind what causes type 2 diabetes. But really, we've always called it a chronic and progressive disease. And I'm not a doctor. I'm not a medical professional. And that's why the great Dr. Tiff is there, is because I'm just a Yahoo. But what I have learned, Dr. Tiff, is that I think it's more of a symptom than it is a chronic and progressive disease. And you don't go into remission from symptoms. You kind of just you get rid of the symptoms. And then for the same reason, I don't like the word cure because, again, I don't know. I'm kind of realizing I don't think it's a disease. I think it's a symptom of a bigger problem. So, and we're going to talk about that. And so I guess, folks, if you've been invited to this, this live stream, Dr. Tiff and I have done for July of last year. So about 18 months. And we have had a lot of people have said that this live stream kind of changed the quality of their life. It made some sort of impact. And that's what I really have loved about this. And Dr. Tiff, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I feel like you're the same way. It's just been really a fun ride, if you will. So if you've been invited to this, stick around. Give us an hour of your ear. We're already 5 minutes into that hour, so we got 55 minutes left. Give us
Mhm.
the hour of your ear. Listen, you might pick up something that might just change the quality of your life. We're going to talk about the Unicity Field Rate System in this live stream, and it is sold by the referral system. So whoever invited you to this seems to think that this live stream might positively impact the quality of your life. So if at the end of this you decide you want to purchase the products, just get with them. They'll tell you exactly how to do it. They the same price that I pay for it, that Dr. Tiffany pays for it, that the owner of Unicity pays for it. We all pay the exact same price. Unless you don't use one of those referral links, then you pay like $80 more. Don't do that.
Yeah.
So if at the end of this you just want to give this thing a shot, get with that person. They'll tell you how to order it. Now, along those lines, if you are one of these people that has just had an amazing experience on this system and you want to tell the world about it, like so many of us do, and this is an opportunity to put your best friend or your sister or your mother or something in front of Dr. Tiffany Marie, this is a great time to do it. So share this live stream out. And in fact, I want to encourage everybody who's watching right now. We have quite a few watchers already. If you're watching, I want to encourage you to share this with 5 people. Just share it with 5 people. If you're on Facebook, you can type the little @ symbol in the comment and start typing the name, Dr. Tiffany Marie. And at some point, it will populate that person's name, hit enter. And the next time they log into Facebook, they'll get a notification. If you're on Facebook, if you're on Twitter, just forward this over to them. We're on Twitter, we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we're on YouTube, we're on Facebook. Obviously, did I already say that? We're kind of on everything. And in fact, Dr. Tiff, why don't you give out your social media platforms again?
Yes, YouTube, TikTok, of course, Facebook, Instagram, Threads, X. I mean,
Dr. Tiffany Marie.
Dr. Tiffany Marie.
Dr. Tiffany Marie, and then I am the Healthy Pit Master on every major social media platform. Right now, we are live on, it's like, what, 10 different platforms, something like that today. And week in, week out, we get about 1,000 people that look at this live stream, and it's really kind of special. So stick around. This might just be the thing that changes the quality of your life. So I see Ro in the comment section, but I'm not seeing Ro in here. But the way that this works is, Ro, I just sent you a link. You got to use that link. Anyway, the way that this works, yeah, I think Ro is in the comment section, but Ro, you got to use the link that I just sent you to join this live stream. I can't bring you in without using that link. Okay, so the way that this works is we've got a couple of amazing testimonials. And then Dr. Tiffany Marie is going to go through and really explain kind of what the problem is. What exactly is the root cause situation? And then at the end of the live stream, I'm going to go through and talk about how to use the products. If there's any time, I'll talk about the science behind the products. And then we do a little live Q&A. So you can ask Dr. Tiffany or myself or our guests any questions that you may have. It's really kind of an interactive live stream. I really encourage interaction. We all love encouraging that interaction. It makes it fun, Dr. Tiff. I love interacting with the audience. So with that being said, why don't Dr. Tiff, do you want to introduce Samira?
Yes, I do. So I got a chance to meet this gorgeous statuesque woman. And this was back in Miami, actually. And, she's like tall, and you're like, you see her from like 5 feet away. And
she is a tall glass of water, I tell you what.
Like literally. And she makes sure when you are Samira's friend, you hear her screaming your name across the room, okay? Across the ship, everywhere. So anyway, you would look, you're perfect. There's nothing wrong with you. Why have you even been using these products? What is going on? But there's a story, and I love that. With every superhero, there's a backstory, and so I wanted to bring Samira on here because she was on here before telling her beautiful story, but it's a story that needs to be told much more than once. So I'm happy to have you back, Samira. Love you, sis.
Thank you. Yes. So March of 2021, I was walking up the stairs. I was going to put my son down because, it was time for him to, lay down. So when I got to the top of the stairs to bend over, my back went out. And what happened was the pain shot from the top of my head to the bottom of my foot. My whole right side just went numb. So I fell to the floor. And I started screaming because I couldn't get back up because the pain, the pain was terrible. Like I never experienced nothing like that. So my family called 911 and they came and they was like, well, we can't pick you up because we don't know what's going on. So they called the fire department. The fire department came and brought me a special chair to sit in. That was the only way I would have been able to leave the house. So I get to the hospital and the doctor comes in and he tries to lift my right leg up. Immediately I started screaming because the pain, I experienced the same pain just came over again. So he was like, we have to admit you in the hospital. And I was like, what? I can't stay here. I was just home, minding my business. I was like, y'all can just give me a little shot, a little something. They was like, no. So we did the MRI and everything. And he came back and said, you have an L5-S1 disc rupture. So I was like, okay, what is that? And they said, well, your disc was a donut, but now it's a flat donut in plain science. So he was like, we have to keep you here until you're able to walk on your own. So I was like, oh my God. So I called my family and told them what was going on. They was like, okay, we'll take the kids and, let us know, what's going on. Took me 2 months to leave the hospital. I thought I was going to be leaving in a couple of days. It took 2 months. And in that 2 months, it took me 3 weeks just to do a bowel movement because my body was so inflamed. It wouldn't relax itself to even do what it naturally supposed to do is release. It wouldn't. So I had to get bathed. I had to have someone put an enema in my body so I can go to the bathroom. I had to have somebody wash me, walk with me. And I wasn't even 40 years old. I was in my 30s experiencing this, and I just couldn't believe it. So depression kicked in. I left the hospital. I just had medication. And for 3 years, all I did was just lay down, take medication, and go to sleep. My children had to watch me in that pain. And we couldn't go outside. We couldn't go to the park. We couldn't do nothing because I couldn't do nothing. So this year, I was working in Virginia for Stand for the Silence, and I met Ms. Beverly. And she walked up to my table because I was taking donations that day. And she was like, what you got going on here? So I was like, well, I'm just taking donations. She was like, okay. She was like, well, I'm going to go in the store. I'm going to come back out. I'm going to come talk to you. I said, who is this lady? So she came back out, she spoke to me, and she was like, I want you to call me. I have something, it may interest you. So I said, okay. So me and Miss Beverly went to have lunch, and she showed me what she was using that helped heal her condition. So I still didn't tell her, what was going on with me because, I was still ashamed that I even went through that. So she showed me the protocol, and I tried it. I tried it May 28th. And within 1 month of using the protocol, I lost 25 pounds. And in that first month, my inflammation left my body, and I was able to get up and stand up for more than 5 minutes. The second month on the protocol, I was able to bend down and start tying my shoe again. The third month on the protocol, I was able to start walking down the stairs on my own with no cane, no walker. And I was just amazed at what my body was starting to do. And this is my 7th month on the protocol, and I am actually pain-free. I take no medications. I do no physical therapy. I'm not walking with a walker. I'm not walking with a cane. I can hold my son. I can hold my children. I can go to the park with them. I can do all the things that I couldn't do before. And this protocol did what the doctors could not do for 4 years. And now I'm telling everybody about this because, I can walk. I just took an 8-hour flight and sat on the plane with no problem. I didn't have to stretch my body or get up and, go to the bathroom and tell the stewardess, I can't sit here because my back hurts so bad. So I don't have to do that anymore. And I'm going to keep using this protocol and keep speaking about the protocol because this protocol has changed my life.
I love it. I love how you smoothly ran through that all painful period
I know.
because I was about ready to come apart. And then you start talking about the light. Now I get to do all these things. Oh, and
Yeah.
Jim, I don't know if you saw the picture of her in the cockpit. Not only does she get to do things, she has all this outward. What is this? It's this exuberance, this joy that she doesn't let anybody stop her. She's like, yeah, I'm getting in the cockpit and I'm taking a picture. Okay.
Right.
I love all of this.
Yes.
You know what's funny is we were leaving Vegas at the same time on the same
Mhm.
flight. I was in line on the same flight, and I look over, and I mean, she's beautiful. Obviously, we can see she's beautiful. She is, like you said, a tall glass door. She's got to be 6 feet tall. And
Yes, I am.
I know your story. I know your story. I've seen you in person. I know your story. I don't think if you were to go to anybody else in that terminal at any given moment and say, you know what, where she was at 7 months ago, not a single one of them would believe it. Just looking at you right there, just standing there, holding yourself so incredibly well.
Right.
It's amazing. It's amazing. I can't even imagine what it would have been like seeing you 7 months ago, because the only you that I know is the one who has been standing tall and standing proud and standing, with no pain.
Right.
It's absolutely amazing. I don't even know. I can't in my mind. I don't think there's a place in my mind to imagine you in that kind of condition.
Right.
There's not a place in my brain to imagine you in that condition, because I've never seen anything but this.
Right.
That's
And
awesome.
no surgery. No surgery.
That's awesome. That is so awesome. That's that whole thing that we say, give us 90 days. You may
Right.
actually look unrecognizable from where you were. So who doesn't want that type of possibility? I love it. Thank you so much, Samira.
Check
Thank
this
you,
out.
guys.
Look at that. We've got you getting some love in the comment section. Proud for you. This is, let's see. You're getting a lot of love in the comment section. So anyway, and you kind of know the way that this works is, what I want to do is we're going to jump over to have Dr. Tiffany start going through a kind of a presentation explaining what exactly the problem is. But Samira, I'd like to bring you back at the end of the live stream, if that's okay, to kind of, if anybody has any questions for you at all towards the end of the live stream, they'll be able to hit you direct with them. Is that cool?
Yeah. Yes, that's
You
fine.
are amazing. You are absolutely amazing.
Yes.
Her story is unreal, Dr.
Right?
Tiff.
I know.
And I'm telling you, I don't even know how to word that. There isn't a place in my brain that would be able to wrap my mind around what she looked like 7 months ago, just 7 months ago. Because all I've seen is the way that you described her in the cockpit, bubbly, happy, excited, full of life. That's the only way that I've seen her. And I can't imagine her in a bad way.
Right.
So
right. Entirely. Well, after we hear a story like that, she's
lots of love. Lots and lots
and
of love. And here it is, Beverly. There is the person who introduced her to it, Beverly. I could see Beverly just walking up to a random table and saying, "What are you doing? What's going on? Talk to me." I could see Beverly.
Yes, love it. So when we have that wonderful story, then we got to figure out, so why are we having it? What is happening here? What is the root problem? And so the root problem is poor cardiometabolic health. And so many people have and don't realize they do. This one study says that 7% of Americans have good cardiometabolic health. That, if you do the math, that's 93% that don't. And so the medication that providers prescribe would be your statins, and they help 1% of cardiovascular risk. That's heart disease, heart attack risk, stroke risk. They help 1% of that. If you make some lifestyle changes, you can actually decrease that risk by 39%. And the problem The reason why I'm going to keep putting up this slide right here is because heart disease is still the number one killer. I was going to some sort of discourse with somebody on YouTube, a comment about what we're doing here. And it boils down to this. We still have so many people dying of a disease that can actually be reversed with our lifestyle. So clearly, whatever we've been doing, whatever we've been teaching, and when I say we, I mean healthcare, I mean nutritionists, I mean providers, whatever we have been telling people has not been enough. Because one of the things we've been telling people is that all these conditions aren't related. Diabetes, blood pressure, cholesterol, you get a pill for this, a pill for that. But when actuality, they are actually related by insulin resistance. If we tear that down at the root, these other things start to fall apart and get better. Inflammation. That's not on here, but that's what Samir had. Inflammation, pain, joint pain, autoimmune conditions. And what it boils down to is insulin resistance. And insulin is a hormone that your pancreas releases. That's an organ behind your stomach, so to speak, right? And when you eat and your food gets broken down into glucose, insulin needs to be there to get that glucose into the cells to use that energy, okay, into your liver, muscle, and your fat cells. So that's a picture showing it pushing that glucose molecule into the cells. And when you're having insulin resistance or too much insulin in your bloodstream, you start to have these types of symptoms: cravings for sugar and salty, feeling like you have to snack all the time, difficulty losing weight specifically around the midsection, no matter how many calories you decrease and how much exercise you increase. It's not a math problem. That's the reason why we get older and we're like, oh my gosh, I eat half my plate and I'm doing all this exercise, but I still can't get that weight to come off. There's a hormone at play. Insulin is a fat storage hormone. And then you have skin tags, because insulin can act like a growth hormone. It can cause overgrowth of the skin into skin tags or layers of skin to where it makes dark patches. You can get things like irregular cycles, blood pressure, visceral fat, which is the fat that's around our organs that actually kills us. So many things on this page. And I don't have the time to go into all these conditions because y'all be on here forever. So many things are related. So how do we get here? Well, at this point, it has become a global epidemic. You have 537 million adults that are living with diabetes, 3 in 4 adults with diabetes. And then by 2050, it's thought that 35%, that's over a third of Americans, will have type 2 diabetes. And then, of course, it's attacking everybody. It doesn't care what color, doesn't care where you're from. It is attacking everyone. Now, some people have it more than others. Very true. But it's still attacking everyone. And part of the problem is, well, not part of the problem, the big problem is based upon our food. I think I was watching somebody's podcast when they're like, our food is killing us. Well, unfortunately, in the US, with all our processed foods, all the toxins, I mean, you can't even get vegetables without different types of things over them that are actually hurting us health-wise. We just cannot. So we have the constant carb consumption, eating too many carbs, or eating too frequently. So eating too many or eating too frequently. And this example is a picture of someone who wakes up in the morning, has a carb-laden breakfast, the usual things, the cereal, the granola bars, the oatmeal, the pancakes, those things, the muffins, those things that so many people usually eat. And it has a spike of carbohydrates and then a spike of glucose. And so, of course, insulin has to come and do its job to try to get that glucose into the cells. And in so doing, that carbohydrate, the glucose level drops. That's when you get the fatigue. That's when you get that desire to have to snack again. It's because of that drop. And so you're reaching for another snack. But what's an easy snack? An easy snack isn't a piece of chicken breast, right? It isn't a boiled egg unless you brought them with you. You're grabbing some crackers or a muffin or a granola bar, and that's kicking up your carbohydrates. That's your glucose. Insulin has to come in again. You get another drop, and you're on this roller coaster all day long. And so by the end of the day, your poor cells have been bathed in insulin. They haven't had a chance to not be around insulin. And over time, your cells kind of stop listening. That's how they become resistant. They literally decrease the amount of receptors on the outside of the cells to bind the insulin because it's too much around. And they're like, I don't need any more. Now, so many times people go to the doctor and they're like, you know what? I know I have diabetes. My auntie, my uncle had diabetes. They had to lose their feet and I don't want this. So I'm going to the doctor to get my labs checked. And they go in there with all the symptoms that I talked about earlier, wanting to snack all the time, can't lose the weight, the fatigue, the belly fat sitting around their midsection, and they get their labs checked and everything's normal. Meaning that A1C is less than 5.7, so they're not pre-diabetes. In fact, it might be at 5.6, so they think they're free, they think they're safe. Unfortunately, no. Because between 5.0 and 5.7, you have a 30% chance of increased cardiovascular risk. No, you aren't safe. You're not pre-diabetic, but you're not safe. That's why you feel bad. But doctors, most providers aren't checking for things like your insulin level. They aren't looking at your insulin resistance score, dividing your triglycerides by your HDL. We're following the sugar because that's what we're told to do. And I believe this leaves us in a state as a patient in frustration land. And if you have a good enough provider that just doesn't know better, they're frustrated too because they know something's wrong, but they don't know what. And so when that insulin level is high, what happens is it causes all types of havoc. And so it's high in the bloodstream because the cells have stopped responding to it. And because you've been eating a lot of carbohydrates, you've had to release insulin. And so what it does is it causes sodium retention with the kidneys. It's a whole process with this, but I'm just going to simplify this down. It also causes blood vessel constriction. What it does is it makes the inside of the blood vessel lining thicker. And so your heart has to pump harder to get that blood to go through that blood vessel. And you get impaired nitric oxide production. And so nitric oxide dilates blood vessels, but it's not letting that happen. So now you have stiffened vessels, you have increased blood volume, and you have increased blood pressure. So it's not the salt causing this, it's the sugar, literally, because it made insulin high. Then it can actually cause increased lipids. That's why looking at your triglycerides divided by your HDL is helpful in understanding your insulin resistance score. And so when insulin is high, you end up making more LDL, the small dense particles that actually get into the blood vessels that allow it to become smaller, to put you at risk for your heart disease and your stroke, the blockages, okay? And it decreases your HDL, which has the protective benefit. That's the protective, the good cholesterol. And it increases your triglycerides. And then for our ladies, when insulin is high, it actually bothers our ovaries. It causes cysts to grow because, again, it can act like a growth hormone, okay? Promotes weight gain, causes hair to be on the face, on the chest, places where we aren't supposed to have hair. Yes, this can cause that. And it disrupts our menstrual cycles, making it difficult to have children or having heavy bleeding or not bleeding at all. And then menopause, which is not a real term, but I like it anyway. But you can have erectile dysfunction. And we talked about nitric oxide, how that's where your blood vessels don't dilate because you don't have that, you're not, that gets impaired, right? Well, that becomes problematic for erectile dysfunction. Okay, we need those blood vessels to dilate for things to move appropriately through that organ, correct? And then when low testosterone is playing a role, you get some conversion into an estrogen-like product that makes these men have the man boobs. That's insulin. And the whole connection with insulin resistance and autoimmune conditions resides in the gut. When you have gut dysbiosis, you have organisms, yeast, toxins, things that aren't supposed to be growing in your gut. That's gut dysbiosis. Over time, the lining starts to get broken down. You get gut lining permeability. That's leaky gut. So things start leaking out of your gut that aren't supposed to be leaking out. And what goes into our gut when we eat, because our gut microbiome actually starts from our mouth all the way out into we excrete our stool, right? We expel our stool, right? So when you eat something, your whole gut microbiome, its job is to extract the nutrients and get the things we need so that way we can use them for our bones, our blood, and use them for the vitamins, use them for the macronutrients we need, right? But at the same time, it gets rid of the toxins. It gets rid of the things that are in our food that we aren't supposed to have in there, and that's what comes out in our stool. Well, if you have a leaky gut, some of that stuff that's supposed to be going through the stool is leaking out into your body. Yeah, if that doesn't sound problematic or kind of gross you out, it should. That can account for the abdominal pain, the distension, the bloating. Those things aren't normal. You may be dealing with leaky gut. And so why does this matter in regards to insulin resistance? Well, insulin resistance goes hand in hand with chronic inflammation. And when this happens, you have impaired T cell function. So that's a part of our immune system. And what it does is it tells your body what not to attack. So when that's not functioning correctly, your poor T cells are floating around trying to attack all that gunk getting out of your leaky gut, right? But at the same time, it's attacking you. And then it can attack your joints. That would be things like your rheumatoid arthritis, your lupus. It can attack your gut. That'd be things like your ulcerative colitis, your Crohn's disease, your brain, MS. Those are the things that seem to happen, which is why so many people have improvement of these autoimmune conditions when they deal with their gut. So can this be reversed? Oh, I'm a believer. I think the first step is to stop processed foods because one, this isn't real food. That's why I call it big fooder. It's not even a real word. This is stuff that's been made to actually be addictive. It's been made and it has so much sugar in it that so many people are struggling and don't realize they have an actual problem when they do, because they eat these carbohydrates that get broken down into so much sugar, and they're pretty, they have colors, they have dyes, they smell good, they attract all the senses. And what it does is it increases dopamine, and there is not any other food that increases dopamine to this degree. Gamblers have a high amount of dopamine in their bloodstream. People who are on illicit substances have a high amount of dopamine. Sugar, when you eat sugar, it kicks up that dopamine. And so now your brain is lit all up like a Christmas tree looking for the next hit. And they know that. That's why they have these slogans. You can't eat just. Once you pop, you can't. Those are real things. They're made that way. And you feel like these things are calling you. Like you can't say no to them. And that's because the carbohydrates in those processed foods have been stripped of their fiber. And so you don't have the germ, you don't have the bran, you have the nice, fluffy, pretty part, the white rice, which doesn't give us what we need. What we need is we need the fiber because it actually decreases the inflammation. We need all the colors of the rainbow because there's different phytonutrients in each color. We need the antioxidants from all these colors. We need all of this, not just the fluffy, nice part. And then there's fasting. So the first step is cut out all the fake food, right? The next step is fasting. This is usually when I lose people because people are like, oh, you want me to stop eating? There is so much healing that happens when we actually turn this off and turn this down. And of course, there's different levels of it. But one, it enhances the immune system. You tap into something called autophagy. This is a real thing. Someone has gotten a Nobel Prize for this. In 2016, Dr. Osumi got a prize for this, right? And he found that you get to enhance the immune system. You get to clear out pathogens and viruses. I mean, the gut regenerates. Actually, nerves regenerate. We have people that are having improvement of their neuropathy. Things that I used to tell people that, oh, that can't be fixed. I'm seeing it being fixed. And then with the onset of the new GLP-1 receptor agonists, everybody wants to know, well, where do these fit in, right? Well, I'm here to tell you, we have this hormone. It comes from our small intestine. And what it does is it activates our satiety centers. It tells us we don't need to keep eating, pretty much, right? It delays gastric emptying, so delays how food moves through the gut. That's what your natural GLP-1 hormone does. Well, Big Pharma figured this out. They extracted this from some weird animal, right? Well, not extracted it, but based it upon that, right? I don't want to give wrong information. But the point is, it binds to the receptor to pretend like it's your GLP-1 hormone, but it does it at an astronomical level. That's what these drugs do. And so anytime you do something at an astronomical level and it's synthetically made outside the body, you're going to have some problems. You're going to have some baggage, some side effects. And what we see happening is that 40% of the weight loss is from lean mass. That's muscle mass and bone mass. Okay, I need my bones. Because the reality is when I'm 70, I want to be able to get off the floor. And that's the problem. So many people are losing that important stuff that they're not going to be able to handle life later. Then there's the thyroid cancer risk. Then there's the pancreatitis. Then there's the gastroparesis, which is gut paralysis, your stomach paralyzed. Okay, yeah, that sounds just as bad as it sounds. And then gut perforation, a hole in the gut. I already told you what leaky gut does. What do you think a hole in your gut does? I mean, you got to go to the hospital for that. And then after 2 years of using those injectables, one of the things it does, which is why so many people love it, is it turns off the carb noise, the sweet noise. But after 2 years, that comes flooding back and you end up having to increase the dosage or change the medication. So why not boost your GLP-1 hormone, the one that we make in our small intestine? Why not try to figure out how to boost that naturally? I'm all for that. The great thing about one of the products we use with the Feel Great system is it does that. The Unimante actually boosts that GLP-1 level about 70%. It has ferulic acid in there also, which blocks the breakdown of GLP-1 in the gut. So yeah, we need our gut to be working at its top level too. Then we have a fiber blend, a 7-strand fiber blend, and Jim's going to go into detail about this. But what it does is it feeds our microbiome. All those bacteria, they want the right food. And unfortunately, the food in the stores, all that processed food, all the fast food, and even some of the food growing, in our farms have all this other stuff in it that's making it not as healthful to our gut. We need some help in that regard. And so that's what the balance brings to it. And so why am I on this call or anywhere else talking about these things is because not just thousands of lives changed, 1 million people have actually used the Feel Great system. actually bought the Feel Great system. I love that. And I get to see texts like this about people needing less insulin, needing less medication, losing 50 pounds because that's what they need to do, reversing their type 2 diabetes. I get that on a regular basis, and it's come to show me that pretty much insulin resistance is clearly not genetic, because if it was, these people wouldn't be reversing it. No. It's a full lifestyle problem, which means we have all the power to fix it. So what's stopping you from taking back control of your health now? I hope when you hear this from everyone else that we're talking about, you see the vision and why we want to keep talking about this all the time, why we're here, why I call myself a superhero, and hope you reach out, want to know more.
Where's the pic? I didn't see it, or you blew right through it.
I didn't show it.
What? Who wants to see the superhero pic? I feel like we just got gypped.
Oh, you got shorted.
Yeah. What the heck? Superhero. You know what I was thinking was, I think this is as good a time as any to kind of talk about the 800-pound gorilla in the room. What do you think, Dr. Tiff?
Where's it?
The elephant in the corner? Let's talk about the elephant in the corner, the 800-pound gorilla, right?
Oh, okay.
So, Dr. Tiff and I have been doing this live stream now for, it's about 18 months. And this has been absolutely amazing, Dr. Tiff. I think we had started talking about this probably 6 or 8 months before we actually took action. I feel like we were talking about it in early 25, late 24, early 25, I think, time frame.
Yeah.
And then we started doing it mid 25 or mid 24. I'm sorry. I don't know if I was saying 24, 20, whatever. I think we were talking about it 2 years ago, and we took action about a year and a half ago. And I think what was in my mind 2 years ago versus what this has turned into, I didn't have any idea that this has been an absolute joy. Yes. I enjoy this. And the reason I go down this path is Dr. Tiff and I have decided that we were going to try and take on some other projects for 2026. I don't want to speak to yours, but Dr. Tiff, podcasts, to talk a little bit about kind of what you have looking forward, whether it's signed, sealed, and delivered, or just kind of what you're thinking about doing. If you'd like. If you don't want to, you don't have to.
Sure. Well, yeah. No, not yet. I'm gonna keep it a surprise.
Okay, that's fine. And for a lot of people know that I've been traveling a lot. I have been traveling a lot. And I enjoy getting out in front of people and actually doing in-person events and shaking hands and meeting people. And that has become kind of like my passion. I really, really, really enjoy that. I was just in Vegas with Dr. Tiffany about a week ago, and then I was in the New England area, Boston, last weekend, and I'll be headed back to Boston here in a few weeks, and then Florida with Dr. Tiff again in Miami.
Yep.
And so we've just got other projects that I think we both want to kind of jump into and kind of dive in, and there are a lot of people doing live streams like this right now. And I think Dr. Tiff would just kind of thought it was about time to maybe hang up the gloves a little bit. And so this is officially our last live stream as a couple.
As a duo.
As a duo. As a sister from another mister. Let me see. I want to share something here really quick. This was a picture that was taken last weekend, Dr. Tiff and I. I love that pic. I think that kind of just captures, and then just another one. This was just us last weekend. And so the reason I bring this up is I don't want people like reading into this and saying, well, what did they stop getting? No, she's my sister from another mister. It's just, she's got projects that she wants to take on, and I've got other projects that I want to take on. And there are a lot of people that are doing some amazing live streams. In fact, Trent Tueller co-hosts a live stream every Tuesday night. And I've been kind of directing people towards that one. And Lindsay Venn, who is a fellow insulin IQ coach with Dr. Tiff. And she's also, I think she's like chief medical officer or something for Insulin IQ or something like that, right?
Yes.
And so I've been kind of steering people that way as well. But anyway, this will be our last live stream together. And it's a little bit bittersweet because as we were coming into it, I was thinking Wednesday night's off a little bit, but then here we are. And I'm like, I don't think I'm ready to throw in the towel, but it is what it is. And so I hope you guys have enjoyed it. And we're not quite done yet. I just wanted to kind of throw that out there. So, Tiff, want to say anything or no? Or we're ready for Ro.
Well, okay. So yes, I actually have speaking engagements I'm going to do. So I need to be more available to do those types of things. Just like you can tell from our personalities, we're people that like to talk to people. And so we like this because we're talking to each other, but how much more fun is it to be talking to a room of people? So that's what this boils down to. Our personalities are just bigger than this little screen can hold us.
That was a great way to put it. That was a great way to put it. And there are some people chiming in here. Renee, thank you all for the information you provided on your live streams. And Renee, I love the fact that you've taken good quality information from this. That is absolutely the best takeaway from this. And I'm ready to bring Ro in here, but it looks like her camera is off. And I'm not, oh, there she is right there. She is not quite off. Now, what's up, Ro? I want to introduce Ro here because Ro, I guess Ro found my live stream on TikTok. It's been 2.5 years ago, and I'll let you tell your story, Ro. But Ro has always just been kind of this special piece of my story with Feel Great System because, anybody who's ever seen me do one of these in-person presentations sees me talk about Ro. So as we were coming down the home stretch and lining up testimonials for the last few live streams, I had Kristen Conley, who was another big piece of the story last week with me. And I thought it appropriate that we have Ro in here for this one. So Ro, you have the microphone.
Hey y'all. This is bittersweet. It really, and I don't know why, because I see y'all all the time. It's just so weird, but it's not, it's the beginning of something even more beautiful, bigger, special. So my name is Ro. Some of you may know me as Delonda. Some of you may know me as Dee Dee. I am all of those people. They were talking about the insulin resistance, and they were talking about the Feel Great System and the fibers and the teas and all those kind of things. And I am so thankful that I was at the right place. I'm thankful that Jim was at the right place at the right time for me. I was type 2 diabetic. I'm so thankful that it's not genetic. My grandmother was diabetic, little short woman. I just noticed like about a month or so ago that she had acanthosis nigricans. I saw one of her pictures and it was like, well, I be doggone. I'm thankful that type 2 is not genetic. My whole entire life, she was on insulin. My A1C was over 14%. I never told anybody about me being diabetic because I've seen people, my friend groups, my friends talk about people that were diabetic. Gave them the, now she knows she shouldn't kind of looks. I didn't want that. I'm listening to it, knowing all along that they will definitely have that attitude towards me. So I never told anybody. Walking around here, just popping my pills, my starter pack, right? I went to the doctor. A1C was over 14%. My doctor wanted me to start insulin, even though my hormone insulin my body was producing enough. It was in normal range. I needed to do something. I saw Jim. I saw a couple of other people, and it was like, yeah, we're all skeptics. How can this small little package do what it says it's going to do? We scroll, then we like, well, hang on. We scroll, and you're like, well, okay, somebody else is talking about this. Jim had the big IQ picture behind him, and he would talk about each one of those, and it would be the last thing he talked about was type 2. Oh, so you gonna stay here and listen, because I'm not talking about type 2 until I'm ready to talk about it. And you hear insulin and you automatically assume that you're talking about somebody with type 2. So I'm like, okay, I don't want insulin. Let me hear what you have to say. And it was just like the science behind it. How on earth have we not had this first? I mean, my God. Anyway, I'm thankful that I'm no longer type 2. Being on the protocol for 37 days, my A1C that couldn't be read or measured dropped to 7.5.
Oh.
Months after that, it went to 5.9. I am still pre-diabetic zone. I'm on the lower end, but I am still working on it. I am unmedicated. I know that a lot of people think this stuff is, I can go get Metamucil, or I can go get some Crystal Light, or whatever it is, because the packaging is so small and slim. It is concentrated. It is a powerhouse. Together, they are amazing. This system is life-giving. I said that, a year and a half ago, Jim, when I was on Trent, and it truly is life-giving. Don't let the small packaging turn you off or fool you. It does what it says. You have to be consistent. Get the company with its entire chest said, we are backed by science. If you are not happy, we'll give you all your money back. My doctor or pharmacist never told me, okay, go on and take that rosuvastatin. Go on. And if you're not happy in 90 days, we'll give you your money back. If I would have told them, Dr. Tiffany, if I would have told you, look, I don't like this. And you said, okay, well, that's fine. We're going to give you something else.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
The company is backed by science, food-based products. So everybody needs to try this protocol. Give it 90 days. Be consistent. It's too many people that I know that have gone on before us. Had they known about the fasting, autophagy, like letting your cells rest and rejuvenate, recover, get rid of those bad cells, right? Fasting, fiber, tea, they would still be here, because it's just that simple. It doesn't matter if you are a 6-year-old type 1 or a 79-year-old Miss Duchess of Slay type 2. Everybody can benefit from this protocol. I am so thankful. I hear people all the time say, oh, TikTok is just another home shopping. I'm thankful for it. Mm-hmm. I'm thankful for it, because Ro would be on insulin injections right now. I'm thankful for the home shopping of TikTok. TikTok was doing good things. It got the word out. I am in the best shape. My husband is in the best shape. My sisters, their children, their sons and daughter-in-laws. Like, I'm trying to get everybody I know and love on this protocol. It's simple, small and mighty. I tell people these are like the mama of the basketball team or the football players. They don't play with their mama because she's short and powerful. These are short and powerful. It's the truth. It's the truth. It's the truth. I am thankful. I'm thankful. I'm thankful that, Unicity, Mr. Hughes was like, we can do this nutraceutical thing and we can absolutely make it affordable for people. Because don't you know, P Pharmaceutical, and I say that like that because that's what I say on TikTok. They would snatch it up in a heartbeat. They would, oh my God, P Pharmaceuticals would give that man 3 times as much as he's worth. Because they know this stuff is filtered and super concentrated and hyper, what is that word?
Purified.
Yes, that's right. Hyper purified. Like, they want us to be as healthy and as safe as we possibly can be. Instead of saying, okay, here you go. And you get some tea with some rocks and tree bark and all that crap in it. No, it is purified. Get on the system. I love this so much. I love y'all.
Love you too, bro.
I keep going, but I won't. I love it.
I love you, Ro.
I swear I do.
And I think that this is a piece of this that I don't talk enough about, Dr. Tiff, is the people that I've met along the way, like Ro and like yourself. You guys have changed the quality of my life as much as anybody. And Ro had a statement. She made a comment. It's been a couple of years ago, and I've never forgotten it. I can't unhear it. Sometimes you hear something and you can't unhear it. And I've said this on this live stream before. The results are addicting. And once you start to feel good, you know, the idea of doing more of whatever it takes you to feel good, you want to do it again. You're like, I like the way that feels. You know, case in point, this last weekend, I got into some sweets. I don't know, every now and then you break down, right? I woke up and my joints hurt. And it was like, this is awful. I don't like the way this feels.
Yeah.
And I'm not touching them now because I don't want to. I like the way it feels to feel good. The results are addicting. And so many of these things, it's life-giving. That's a Ro thing. There was, I think, no better person to bring in as my last guest here. And so, Ro, I love your story. Love you to death, JD. Okay, so I'm going to shut your camera off for a moment, Ro, and I'm going to blow through how to use these products. I'm going to bring you right back. Is that cool, Ro?
Yep. See y'all later.
All right. Okay, and I'm going to be quick because we are trying to shut down right at 7, Tiff.
Yeah.
Okay, so how does this work? And I know it sounds too good to be true. Well, it's not. So there are 2 different products. There is a tea called Unamate, and there is a fiber called Balance. That's Unamate. There's a fiber called Balance. Okay, so these 2 products, you're going to buy a box of these, and that box has 60 of the teas and 30 of the Balance. 60 Unamate, 30 Balance. And what you're going to do is you're going to wake up in the morning, first thing in the morning, and you're going to drink one of these teas. You can drink it hot, or you can drink it cold. You can drink it in the half-liter bottle they're going to send you for free, or you can drink it in a bigger 1-liter bottle if you'd like. It doesn't matter. Hot or cold, more water, less water. The goal is to sip. If you sip it, you're going to notice it gets kind of rid of the food noise. It will increase your GLP-1. It has a lot of chlorogenic acid. Chlorogenic acid is a novel insulin sensitizer. It will help reverse insulin resistance. Chlorogenic acid, it's been shown to do that. It also has been shown to lower blood pressure, lower inflammation. It's anti-inflammatory. This is also very high in something called theobromine. Theobromine is kind of that thing that if you've been told when you're sad, eat dark chocolate, it'll make you happy. That's theobromine. Also, theobromine has been shown to kind of stop the crystallization of the uric acid at the surface of the skin, aka gout, which is also caused by insulin resistance. So if you have gout, or if you have a friend who has gout, they'll love this system. Okay, so put this in your body, sip it. That's the thing. Sip it. Hot or cold, doesn't matter. Much or little water, doesn't matter. Sip it. Now, when it's gone, you're going to have 2 of them per day. Just drink the second one. Boom, bada boom, bada bing. It does have caffeine in it. I'm drinking caffeine. It is 6:53 at night here in Denver, Colorado. I would never have a cup of coffee this late at night. I would never have a soda this time of night. I don't hesitate to drink this caffeine this late at night. So if you are caffeine sensitive, that theobromine does some funny things with caffeine as well. It kind of nullifies it. None of us ever have the jitters, ever. Never happens. So drink it, sip on it. When the first one's gone, sip the second one. Now, when you're getting ready to eat your biggest meal of the day, you're going to drink a Balance immediately before. And the biggest meal, that's the meal that has the most carbohydrates. As Dr. Tiff just kind of illustrated, it's the carbohydrates that are the problem. And so this, kind of think of it like protecting your body from those carbs. It's a patented blend of 7 different plant-based fibers, and it's also got a multivitamin in it. So if you're taking a multivitamin, something like, a vitamin B complex or chromium, zinc, something like that, that's in here as well. In fact, this has 1,040% of your B12. It's a big number. But it's also got the 7 different plant-based fibers. Now, those fibers, each one of them has been designed to do something different for you. Control cholesterol, control glucose, all sorts of wonderful things. Now, this thing has been studied at the University of Sydney, Australia. It's been studied at the Cleveland Clinic, which is widely perceived to be the top heart hospital in the United States. The Cleveland Clinic in 2001, published in 2002, a double-blind, placebo-controlled, randomized clinical trial that was peer-reviewed, it was published, and it's been cited 20 times. That study suggested that this little balance packet right here could potentially decrease the need and or dose for lipid-lowering prescription drugs. That's huge. That is reduce the need for statin medications. That's a big deal. Top heart hospital in the United States. I forgot to mention Dr. Ben Bickman. That is Dr. Tiffany Marie's mentor. Dr. Bickman, the head of Insulin IQ, a professor of cell biology and physiology, arguably the top metabolic scientist in the world, has also published research on the tea. He found that this tea basically makes you a better fat burner, and it also increases your GLP-1 by up to 70% during a fasted state. So these two products are absolutely amazing together. Absolutely amazing together. The system costs $159. I know that seems expensive. That's about $5.30 a day. The tea costs about $2.25 a piece. $2.25. Do it twice. You would spend $4.50 on a Coca-Cola all day long. That means the balance costs about 80 cents when you buy it in the system. Over the course of 30 days, because you're going to buy 30 days up front, that's $159. Now, if you bought that 3 consecutive months, 90 consecutive days, if you tried this system for 90 consecutive days and you're dissatisfied for any reason whatsoever, ask for a refund. They will give you all of your money back. But what they're guaranteeing is that you're going to get a lower A1C, lower blood glucose levels, lower cholesterol levels, lower blood pressure, lower body weight. In fact, they guarantee that you're just going to feel great. And if you don't, ask for a refund. They'll give you all your money back. It's a satisfaction guarantee. If you're not satisfied, ask for a refund. Nothing to lose. They accept HSA, FSA, credit card. They'll work with Klarna. Absolutely amazing, guys. Try it. You've got nothing to lose. Get with the person who invited you to this live stream, and they will tell you exactly how to order it. They have a referral code. They will get a $10 credit for referring it. You'll get set up on the system. If you have an amazing experience, refer it out. You'll get $10 off every time that person buys. It's that simple. It's an amazing referral system. Did I miss anything, Dr. Tiff?
I don't think so.
No?
No.
I should add real quick, there are 2 standby flavors, lemon and lemon ginger. They just introduced low caffeine. Okay. If you have a caffeine sensitivity, there is an option here. Now, there's also a temporary flavor. Say temporary, that's not the right word. What is it? Limited time
it's
offer?
not everywhere yet, but
Limited
I don't know.
time offer. Raspberry pomegranate. There was apple spice. There was fierce. They'll do random flavors. There is orange for the balance and mixed berry. Orange tastes like an orange Julius. Mixed berry tastes like a sweet tart. I'm going to bring back in our guests. The most important thing is give this thing 90 days. Ro and
At least 90 days.
At least 90 days. Give it 90 days. Ladies, we got about 2 minutes left of this live stream. I'm going to put you in the hot seat. Samira, there are people who are skeptics. What do you say to that person?
To try it. I actually give this to my 2 toddlers who are 4 and 6 because you took so long, tearing the body up. So you have to rebuild the body. So we used to eat processed foods, not anymore, but we used to. So my children drink this as well. My mom drinks this. I'm now getting it through my family. So I'm getting everybody healed through the family and not just me. So, and it's going great. My toddlers love it. They drink the tea just fine. They don't have those cravings that they used to have for the cookies and the Doritos and all that. We don't eat none of that no more. And this tea and fiber has reset my body and my children's. So I know it's going to help other people in the world. And like you said, like you have nothing to lose. Like I was in the same mindset. Like I tried everything else. Why not try this? And I did. And I'm 7 months in. I don't ever want to try anything else but this.
I love that, Samira. Ro, same question right at you. You got
Absolutely.
that sticker.
Try it. Give it 90 days. Put you first. If you're not healthy enough to help anybody else, then what good are you?
Right.
Put you first, get on the protocol, be consistent, reach out to people. Consistency is key with anything. Nutraceuticals, be consistent. Just allow this to have your body just heal from the inside out. See and feel the results. Jim was talking about it earlier. You start feeling you've had your very best night of sleep ever because of the protocol. Your belt start going in, your waist starts cinching, that you get the curves that you never had before. You feel amazing. The brain fog is gone because of these two powerful products, and you start being addicted to those results. Get healed from the inside out. This is nothing like it. You can still take it with your prescription medications if you have to. That's amazing in and of itself. If you have to take your medications, you can still start working on getting healthy from the inside out. Don't miss out. Don't be guilted or shamed to not doing it because it's small and Roe or whoever is just saying it. Get on the protocol. We don't care about who's looking at us. Take your fiber in the restaurant.
I sure do.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Do it. Just be consistent. Just try it. We want you to get your life back.
Right.
I love it. Rose said something a while back. You can't tell me this doesn't work.
Not at all. Not at all.
Samira, Ro, you guys are amazing.
Awesome.
I'm going to shut your cameras down and have the final word with Dr. Tiff here after 18 months. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
Ladies.
Dr. Tiff,
Yeah.
we're at the end of our last life.
Yeah, now it's starting to feel all bittersweet, isn't it?
Yeah.
But look, what this does is it opens up doorways for us to do something in person. But my final words here. As a physician who literally had to be looking over the bed with someone who coded, meaning they died with a condition like heart disease or uncontrolled sugars that went to a coma. I've seen that happen way too many times. And I know that if I could see you all in the crowd, you'd raise your hands, you know people that had the same fate. At this point, when you know what we know, you're just being selfish, not sharing. And then if it's you, you're just being selfish, not trying to help yourself so your family doesn't have to watch you die. So at this point, I'm no longer being nice about it. I'm no longer pity-patting around it. We have too many people struggling and leaving this world early because they just didn't give something as simple as this a chance. There's a 90-day money-back guarantee. You have nothing else to lose, but actually so much more to gain.
Well, how do I follow that, Dr. Tiff? I don't think I can follow that. You touched on we all have somebody who left a little bit too early, right? Type 2 diabetes. If we know anybody that died from type 2 diabetes,
Any of those complications, yes.
insulin resistance is a greater predictor for heart disease than LDL cholesterol. These products are absolutely amazing. Give them a shot. 90 days. Dr. Tiffany, one more time, why don't you throw out your socials so people can give you a follow on your social medias?
Dr. Tiffany Marie on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, X, Threads.
Everywhere. And then I am the Healthy Pit Master on every major social media platform. And I see here Renee, Kimberly, maybe y'all can consider coming back once a quarter. We need this. We appreciate y'all so much. I love that. I love that. I love the fact that Dr. Tiff, we've made an impact. And I'm very proud of that. I'm very, very proud of that.
Yeah.
And we're not done. As Dr. Tiff was saying, we're not done. This just kind of opens up other avenues. I'm going to be out all over the country. I'm going to be traveling the country. If you follow the Healthy Pit Master on all the social media platforms, but you're going to see specifically on my Facebook when I'm doing events in markets. And you better believe I'm going to strong arm Dr. Tiff into doing something with me. So if give us a follow and you won't, we'll still be around. Okay. And I'm on every major social media platform. I do live streams on TikTok just about daily. I say just about. just about daily. So, Dr. Tiffany, it has been an absolute joy. You are absolutely amazing. I am so incredibly thankful for you. And I'm so incredibly thankful for our audience.
Yes.
Really thankful for our audience. And I'm thankful for everybody who has shown up to every one of these. Truth be told, you're the reason that I've decided to keep doing it for as long as I have. I don't want to speak for Dr. Tiff, but that's the reason that I keep doing it. So the audience, thank you very much. And Dr. Tiff, I think it's that time.
It is. Good night, Jim.